Hey everyone, back again doing another saber review. This time it's a Vader's Vault hilt, the Ardent Elite. This is my second purchase from Vader's Vault, the first one being my VV Hero, which I love. This is a Neopixel, and it's housing the Crystal Shard version 4.5. Just received this yesterday. I ordered it back on Father's Day weekend this year in June, so it's been a few months wait, which is fine. Actually, I had other things to kind of hold me over a little bit. This is the one saber that really speaks out to me on Vader's Vault's website. I've always been a fan. If you've seen my videos of Luke's from Return of the Jedi and Obi-Wan's from the original trilogy, so this has some, being a thin neck, it has some of the copper accents. The rib section in here, kind of very similar to those hilts, even the pommel cubes that are on here. So just kind of, as soon as I saw this one, I said if I was ever going to get a saber from this website, it would definitely be this one. This is the first time I have purchased a complete saber, a completely made hilt in a long time, probably since the Vader's Vault Hero. Before that, I did have a couple of Saber Forge hilts that I have since sold to fund other empty hilts. The majority of my collection is basically empty hilts that I have put together. And so having this arrive yesterday, fully functioning, was nice. I didn't have to worry about getting the parts and wiring everything together. So what was funny is when I first opened this thing, the first time, all my saber hilts have recharge ports. So first thing I went to go do was take the pommel off and look for the recharge port, and then I realized that that's right. Most of Vader's Vaults, their combat class, they don't have recharge ports. So it's in deep sleep when it arrives, and then as soon as you hit the button, it wakes up. A little bit of history with Vader's Vault. If you don't know Vader's Vault, you should go visit their site. It's a great company, great customer service. I emailed them a couple of times regarding this hilt. I was looking to make possibly a couple of changes. I ordered a second blade for my MK1. I wanted something done I wanted the film cut to fit around the heatsink. They obliged to me, they were able to take care of that, which is great. They answered my questions. Great customer service. I have no problems recommending them. Sometimes it does take them a while to get back to you, but they will get back to you. I know that they are very busy. At some point in time, they will get to you. For anyone who doesn't really know Vader's Vault's hilts, basically their combat class, they have 3 tiers. So it's their basic tier. Then they have a dark tier. So in this case with the Ardent, there's the Ardent. There's the Dark Ardent, which has a lot more like dark accents, basically. And then there is the Ardent Elite, which usually has a couple more bells and whistles, like some LEDs and things like that. So what I also chose to do on mine, as you can see here, I did the copper accents. There's your Neopixel adapter in there, the copper neck. I have 3mm LEDs in here that blink when it's turned on, green, blue, and red. The rib section normally is black, just like this up here, but I wanted the aluminum to come through, so I had them take the black off. And then a copper cover tech. This is, I think I did a light weathering. I can't remember if I did light or medium weathering. And then the black, this is an RGB switch that matches the blade color of the Neopixel, which is fantastic. The hilt itself is very light and it's very thin. I have pretty good sized hands. I usually like two-handed hilts. Some of Vader's Vault hilts on the site are a little bit smaller. And also seeing them at Comic-Con a few times, I've held a lot of them, and some of them are more like one-handed hilts. This one is definitely, for my hands, pretty good for 2 on where I decide to grip. Just to show you and compare, this is a Saber Forge ASP saber that I built a couple years ago, and you could see the width. I mean, don't worry about the size. I like longer hilts myself, but if you take a look just at the width, let's get my hands out of the way. All right, so there's definitely a little bit of a difference there, where this is where the Saber 4 tilts are a little bit bigger. I mean, the ASP, they're all different shapes and stuff like that, but I mean that's pretty reminiscent of how like wide in diameter that they are, because I think most of the width is universal for Saber 4 tilts. And just to show off the hero, so this is Vader Volts, this is their hero. You can take a look and see again, just the hero's slightly longer, and it's just a little bit wider. Not a huge difference, but you can definitely see it. So that's why for me, the Ardent Elite, this was my thinnest saber that I currently own. This was a lot of fun. I took this out last night when I got home from work. The Plectropixel it's unbelievable. Neopixel is definitely a big game changer. Anybody who has recently converted over to Neopixel or started receiving Neopixel hilts, I think can also attest to the fact it's a lot brighter than the Tri-Cree. The Tri-Crees are great, and I'm sure that's still the standard currently, but I know that wave is starting to change more over into the Neopixel realm, as it should. You know, this is just, it's the newer technology. It's going to get cheaper. I'm sure there's going to be better ways of making the blades, but that's definitely the wave of the future. As soon as I turn this on, you'll see it. And as soon as I turned it on last night, I was floored by how bright it was. Not to mention the scrolling effect, rather than having the fade on and fade off, which the way that the blades are done and the boards are done, it does a great job, but there's nothing like having an actual scrolling effect. And you know, the only time I ever really had that were some of the Master Replicas FX sabers that I own, which you can't really do much with because you know those string blades will end up breaking or blowing out if you end up hitting anything. The new technologies now with the Neopixel blades, those things you could hit, you could smack around, and all the testing that I've seen done so far, it's pretty much keeping those LEDs lit. They're not going out. I haven't really seen any. I haven't seen too many damaged. Maybe some broken tips, things like that can get glued back on, but for the most part, they are amazing. So with that said, I'm going to throw the blade in here, get this guy going. The motion analysis, the motion detection with this is fantastic. The Crystal Shard 4.5 to me, it seems like it's a lot better than the Prisms, the Prism 5, v5, and 5.1, which I have. I don't have the current 5.5. I don't know if that's different, if that's changed at all from the 5.1. But the motion sensitivity on the Crystal Shard, the 4.5, is unbelievable. Not as great as Smooth Swing, but probably the closest I've seen with the Plector board so far. I mean, the Crystal Focus, I have a V8. I don't have a V9. You know, with a bunch of tweaks, it is pretty good. I will say that. And this, to me, this Crystal Shard is just as good as that Crystal Focus that I have. All right. So with that, let me turn the lights down. Well, first let me turn the lights down. Let me get the blade going in here. All right. Now the Ardent comes with three sound banks. The one that it comes, and one of them is actually an Ardent, exclusive for this, and I actually liked it so much I kept that on here as my first bank. So that's going to be the first font you're going to hear. Let me hit the lights. All right, so it's about 4 o'clock right now in New York. There's still a little bit of light behind me, and you're going to see how bright this saber is going to get. V2. Oh, right now this is on V2, Chris Rigby. Alright, so this is nice and green. Now, I don't know how much the blaster bolts are going to pick up on this, but it's very cool how it's a randomized blaster bolt across the Neopixels. And you can see here, you can see the LEDs going off. So you got the green, the blue, and the red. Alright, I like those a lot. And not only that, but you'll see, if you watch the switch, the switch changes colors also with this. Okay, and then you're going to have the nice scrolling effect coming back down. Okay, and now I'm going to show you the next one. This is Kane and Jarrus. Okay, nice blue. Okay, here's the next one.
May not look like much, but she's got it where it counts.
This is Corellian by Mad Cow. This is actually one of my favorite fonts by him. And that scrolling effect really is great.
You have become a rival.
I believe this is Fate's. Again, as you can see here, once it starts to focus, there we go. This is a purple. All right, this is Lord Blako's Vader. Very nice red. Okay. And then last but not least, I'm going to go to Ardent. Okay, here we go. Right now, this is a green up at full strength with a little bit of blue mixed in. Once my camera focuses there, there we go. Again, here comes the scrolling effect. Okay, let me get the lights back on. So overall you can see how bright the Neopixel is, and what I want to do right now is I'm actually going to take my hero and I'm going to show this guy off a little bit, so this way you can see the difference between the two. You can see how bright it is compared to the Tri-Crate. And my Vader's Vault hero was upgraded by Jordan Eugene, and we did a green and lime LED in here. So I'm going to have the green and lime on this, and I'm going to actually switch this over
V2.
to where my V2 is solid green. Okay. Alright, so there is that's the Vader's Vault hero. Again, that's the Tri-Crate. Here's Neopixel. Okay, they're both pretty close to being fully charged. Alright, so the Tri-Crate is on the bottom, the Neopixel is right here on top. Alright, towards the tips, you can just see how the Neopixel all the way through is nice and bright. Where the Tri-Crate a little bit more down closer to the blade, and as we get up towards the top, it's slightly dimmer. Just to me, it is a difference, especially in person. Camera picks it up a little bit, but in person there's no comparison between the two. And again, I like the boards have done a really good job with the fade out, but to me there's nothing like the scrolling effect. Really enjoy that. The last thing with this, so to show you color change, I think Alan's done this on a video before, and you just tilt to go through all your different color profiles, and then once you find the one you want, you're just going to hold it, and there you go, and it's yours again. It's back in. So I had a really good experience with Vader's Vault again for the second time. I would have no problem going back and ordering another one from them, but go on their site, take a look and see what you want. They have plenty of combinations. Reach out to them if you're looking for something special. They might be able to accommodate you. I met Deanna at New York Comic Con for the last couple of years. She's shown me around the booth, showed me a bunch of sabers. It was really cool actually looking at they got a new Vader's Vault hero that they're doing with. They got the Neopixel adapters in there, so that was really awesome to see. I'm kind of jealous at that, but overall, I think this is a fantastic hilt. Again, this is one that definitely speaks to me. They have a ton of hilts out there on the website. You know, if you get a chance, go take a look. You might find something that speaks to you. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Enjoy the upcoming holiday, and thanks for watching.